think that it has a role as just a really interesting, inspiring space.
One thing that I really appreciate about our collection is that there's an art focus, but there's also a lot of other kinds of texts.
It's this really incredible community that is always growing, and I think that this space has so many different uses and means so many different things to different people.
It seems like they're really branching past just being a literary entity and really focusing on publishing projects that extend in and around literary projects.
One of the things that feels the most incredible is the ability of this space to allow for all the different voices that have come in through these doors over the past 5 years. When we have a workshop here that a writer can walk away from with a manuscript that they can go and submit to a publisher. I think those are the kinds of moments that are the most exciting for me, and that feel like something can continuously happen around the books and the bookmaking that we do here.
This is usually as far as I go.
I'm Rachel Walensky, and I'm the artistic director at Wendy Subway. Wendy Subway opened in 2013 in a location in East Williamsburg on Metropolitan Avenue. And it was founded by a group of writers who were looking for a way to build a community and a support structure for their individual practices as writers, poets, across different genres, but who were also interested in the sort of social life of the book. How can we think about publishing broadly as a way to assemble a public?
We have so many amazing books and such an amazing collection, and there's so much interesting material that just passes through my hands and everybody's hands, and just such a diverse array of different types of literature and art, and it gives you this really expanded perspective of all the different ways of making a text and making a book and interacting with text.
I think there's a sense too that there's a really natural kind of community feel. We try to be really open in public, but I think that a virtue of our programs too is that people can explore their concerns in a really rigorous way as well. So our facilitators, they work really well to bring everybody into a conversation, but also to help them explore issues in really challenging ways.
It was amazing to be able to find a location in Bushwick, which was also very close to where kind of the core community of Wendy's lives in this neighborhood, and sort of radiating out from it in Brooklyn. What we can contribute to that scene is an open space that's really excited about learning and welcoming poets and writers from across different communities of literature in New York, and that remains nimble and flexible to not sort of being defined by working with a specific community.
Loneliness fills my alveoli, leaving them in little piles of dust. This is what I am.
I think it's an institution that is entirely, micro, but in a really good way. And I like these kind of institutions that last over years, that do this kind of intimate work with poets and other artists and bring people together. So it's not a giant community, but it is a community.
Well, there's lots of different ways to be involved at Wendy Subway. You could walk in off the street, sit down at the table here, read a book, and leave. That's one thing that people do sometimes. But we also have a membership program, and we have writers coming and using the space on a regular basis to work on their poetry, on their novels, on their articles. And then we have other ways that people can be involved by proposing public programs or starting a fellowship here where they work, where we have young writers working for over 6 months, or usually around 6 months, on different projects and getting involved in the kind of nitty-gritty of the organization.
We, like many other organizations, are a group of young people that are offering you know, an alternative model of cultural institution that tries to both emulate the grander institutions that we've grown up with, and also tries to offer new things that, you know, our contemporary desires have shown are important.
Segado y mojado, pero cerca. El caracol liso.
And then most informally, but also maybe most importantly, just that they're like-minded individuals doing their work at their laptops at the central table there, and that you're welcome to join, and that like those conversations, I think, are the magic of this place and always have been.